Welcome back to part 2 of Steady and Spacious. In all levels, full body vinyasa yoga flow, practicing Purvottanasana, also known as upward plank. My name is Jen, and this is Zen with Jen Yoga, and I'm so honored to have you here in this space today. Go ahead and grab 2 blocks and even a small blanket for part 2 to help us through this practice. Purvottanasana is great for counteracting prolonged sitting. For those days where you're sitting at a desk all day or you've been looking at your phone, your shoulders are hunching in, this is going to open and expand your chest, open and expand your shoulders, and improve your posture. Physically, this pose strengthens your arms, the bicep, tricep, the forearm, your quadriceps, your glutes, your ankles, and your core muscles. Energetically, bringing you a sense of steadiness and spaciousness as you lift and open up into upward plank. We'll begin the flow by centering with some breath work and setting intention. We'll gradually warm up. We'll build to the peak pose mini flow from earlier in the series. We'll explore the peak pose. Then we'll mindfully cool down and end with a short savasana, allowing the practice to fully integrate into every fiber of your well-being. So go ahead and put your hair up if you need to. Get your comfortable clothes on. Roll out your yoga mat just wherever you can find the space for it. Go ahead and grab your blankets or your 2 blocks. If you don't have these available, you can use a couple of books, even a couple blankets, or have some pillows nearby. We'll get moving and grooving, and I'll meet you on the mat with the intention to practice being steady and spacious and Purvottanasana upward plank. I will meet you on the mat with intention. Now that you're ready, come on down. We're going to begin this class recline just like in part 1. You have the blanket or maybe even a couple. If you want to fold one up to lie your head on, go for it. Place the blocks off to the side. We are going to use them. And then come down. You can bring your soles flat so that you can either hold the back of your thighs or you can bring your arms out straight and then lower down slow and with control. Once you get down, make sure your low back is flush so you can hug your knees, get your low back flush, maybe rock side to side a little. And then straighten your legs. Have a slight tuck at the chin. Bring them really together, your legs. Let your feet just naturally fall. And then walk the upper arms under so that you can really open across the collarbones. Maybe gently squeezing the shoulder blades, bringing the upper back in some. And as we just breathe, think about creating spaciousness on your inhales, spaciousness in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. And on your exhales, let those invite a sense of steady support. See if you can get your inhales and exhales to be the same length. 3 deep breaths, maybe inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling through the nose or mouth. Couple more times like that. Big belly breath in. Really fill the belly up and let it rise. Big exhale out. And let the navel come in and soften. Now to seal in the intention, I'll invite you to bring your hands together to touch in prayer with your thumbs touching your sternum is one option. Another option is to bring your thumbs to the middle of your brow, your third eye. Then think about steady and spacious and what that means for you. And you could set another intention if you want to set another intention, or you could even dedicate your time on the mat, but have a purpose in mind as we begin to move. Steady and spacious in the mind, body, and spirit. Take the deepest breath in you've taken all day so far. Exhale, make it audible, sigh it out, release any tension, and seal this intention in. Go ahead and breathe in. Exhale, open your mouth and release. You can bring your hands down by your sides with your palms flat, and then you're gonna bend your knees. Keep them hip width and bring your heels in towards your glutes as much as you can. We're gonna take a supported bridge. So have one of your blocks handy. If you don't have a block, you could slip a book under your low back or even a small pillow. So without letting your knees splay out or in, you're just gonna inhale and lift your hips directly up, press down evenly into your feet. Really feel the heel of the foot, the ball of the foot, all four corners. And then release your sacrum onto the block. So press into the feet and then open the chest. So walk your upper arms in, lift up through the thoracic spine, bring the upper back in, tuck the chin towards the chest. You can even bring your palms flat to help you lift even more, lifting up through the chest, opening the collarbones and bringing the upper back in. And then exhale, let your upper back go. And then you're gonna press down evenly into your feet, lift your heels up. See if you can squeeze your glutes, lift into a bridge pose, really squeeze into the chest and the shoulders and lift your chest. And then remove the block. Exhale, lower down, slow and with control. Let the tailbone be the last thing to untuck. The slower, the better. Let the knees stay straight. And then when you release, you can hold the back of your legs and then you could rock and roll up. So I'm gonna remove the blanket for that. And then so if you just hold on to the back of your thighs and just start getting some momentum going up and down your spine. I know for me, a lot of times my spine will crack, which feels really good. Inhale to go backwards. Exhale to go forwards. One more time, just because that's feeling pretty nice. And then exhale, sit up. Don't cross your legs though. You're just gonna bring the soles of your feet flat. And now I want you to bring your hands, if you're able to, flip your palms so that your fingers face the top of the mat. Otherwise, you could bring your hands in the other direction. So just try and see what feels good. Then you're gonna take the right leg and then just cross the ankle over the left thigh. So this is a seated figure 4 position. The closer you walk your left heel in towards your glute, the more of a stretch you'll feel in your outer hip, your IT band, your psoas muscle. But I want you to think about pressing into the hands, keeping them under the shoulders, and really lifting your chest, bringing the upper back in, squeezing the shoulders gently so that you can really have some movement in the legs, spaciousness in the legs, steadiness in the arms. Seated figure 4. Now come to stillness if you are rocking, and then you can uncross the right leg, bring it flat. Now we're gonna cross the left foot over, Again, if you bring your heel in towards the glute, it'll be more of a stretch in your hip. But I want you to focus on lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades, bringing the upper back in, and really lifting up that way. Steady and strong in the arms. And then maybe you rock the leg side to side. Maybe you stay still. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Now go ahead and uncross your left leg, and then you're gonna cross your ankles. Now you're gonna come off your hands, take a second to roll them out, a few times in one direction, a few times in the other direction, and then find tabletop. So bring your hands under your shoulders, bring your knees under your hips. Your hands are gonna be shoulder width, knees are hip width. And then we're going to take some cat and cows, but we're gonna move the wrists around. So breathe in one time in a normal direction, drop your belly, gaze at the wall ahead of you, stretch from your belly button to your throat, curling the tailbone up. Exhale, press the mat away, drop your head and tailbone and stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, neutral spine. Now you can take your fingertips and face them to the long edge of the mat, keeping your hands under your shoulders. Option to stay right here and breathe, or option to drop the belly for a cow pose, and then exhale, press the mat away and stretch between the shoulder blades for cat. Breathe in for a neutral spine, and then you have the option to flip the palms back so that your fingertips face your knees. Maybe stay right here for a breath in and out, or you can drop your belly, gaze at the wall ahead, stretch from the belly button to the throat, curl tailbone up, and then exhale, come into cat. Breathe in for a neutral spine. And then the last option is to bring the fingertips facing one another. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Stay or inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, press the mat away. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, flip the palms back. Thread the needle. Inhale, right arm rises. Open the chest, stack the shoulders, keep the hips facing down. Exhale, right arm threads under, keep it in line with your shoulder, drop the cheek and temple to the mat. Option 1, right hand stays here. Option 2, take the right hand to the top of the mat. Third option is to take the hand, lift it up, flip the palm, and then tuck the fingertips into the right thigh crease as you open and roll the left shoulder back. Breathe in, bring your hand in front of your face if it is not there. Press down into the left hand, stretch the right arm back up, counter stretch. Bring the right hand under the right shoulder, spread the fingers wide. Inhale, reach the left arm up, open the shoulder, open the chest, stack the shoulders. Exhale, thread the left arm under, make sure your blocks or nothing's in the way. And then you can bring the cheek and temple down. Right hand can stay in front of the face, right hand can walk to the top of the mat. Press evenly into the tops of both feet, into the right hand. And then the next option is to lift the hand, flip the palm, and then tuck the fingertips into the left thigh crease. Roll the right shoulder back and open the chest. So bringing the upper back in, squeezing the shoulder blades. And then breathe in, bring your hand in front of your face if it's not there. Press into the right hand and then reach the left arm up, opening back up. And then exhale, bring the hand down. We're gonna find puppy pose. Walk yourself back on your mat so that you can make sure you stay on the mat. Bring your shoulders over your hips, keep your legs hip width, point your toes straight back beyond the tops of your feet. Now you're gonna walk your hands out, keep them in line with your shoulder. Make sure, look up at your hands. And then begin to melt your head down, melt your chin, melt your heart, lift the elbows, lift the armpits. Puppy pose. Maybe your chin comes down, maybe your chin stays lifted. Press into the palms, press into the tops of the feet. This is a big stretch in the shoulders. Really good for prolonged sitting. And now press into your hands. We're gonna find child's pose. So walk your hands in so that you can bring your big toes together. If you wanna cushion your knees here, bring your blanket, we have it. This might feel kind of nice, so open up the blanket. Have about a 1/4 inch so on the back so that the tops of your ankles are on the blanket. Your big toes come to touch. Widen your knees as wide as you would like. I recommend to cradle your rib cage and your with your thighs, and then walk your arms out. So your sits bones are on your heels. Melt your head down, melt your heart down, child's pose. How are you today? No right, no wrong, no better, no worse, no judgments. We're just here. Whatever you're going through is okay. Happiness, sadness, anger, excitement, contentment. It's all part of the human experience. No, none is right, none is wrong. Steady and spacious. Inhales to invite spaciousness. Exhales, steady support. Now press into your hands, lift your head up, bring your shoulders over your wrists. You're gonna separate your toes. Now lift your hips up. You might, blanket might be okay there for now, but lift your hips up for down dog. If you need to move the blanket, go ahead and move it. And then press the mat away. Try to not move where your hands and feet are. And to create length, you're gonna lift up onto the balls of your feet. Then press your thighs back. Really curl your tailbone up. Create length in your spine before you try to drop the heels down. Any amount, they don't have to touch. The goal here in down dog is to create length in the spine. So press the mat away, curl tailbone up, find a moment of stillness here. And then you're going to take your right foot and line your right foot up with your right hand. Bring your left foot right next to your right foot, touching. Then start to shift your right shoulder over your hand and swivel into side plank. Your left hand can come to your hip to start. Lift your hips up, flex the toes towards your face. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Maybe your left arm reaches up. Open the collarbones, bring your upper back in. Let your back be a wall so the chest can open. Side plank. Now your left hand can come along the bicep, your ear can, or bicep along your ear, and then look down, bring the left hand down, down dog. One breath in. One breath out. Line the left foot up with the left hand, bring the right foot right next to the left, and then start to shift the left shoulder over the wrist, start swiveling into side plank. Right hand can come to hip to start, flex your toes, squeeze the shoulder blades together, let your upper back come in, let the back be a wall so your chest can open, and maybe reach the right arm up. Side plank, lift the hips, lengthening from the feet all the way to the crown. And then the right arm can go along the right ear, bicep along the ear, look down, bring your right hand down, swivel back to down dog. Bring your feet together and up about an inch. Inhale, come high onto the balls of both of your feet and roll yourself into plank. Exhale, shift your shoulders past your wrist, bend your elbows and lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your hands wide of your mat, forward of your shoulders, and then lengthen your thighs back. Press into the tops of your feet, hook your pubic bone into the mat. Relax your glutes, and then inhale, press the floor away as you wrap the upper arms around, spiral the elbow creases towards your thumb, lift up for cobra pose, lengthen your chest and feet away from one another, really get length in the spine here. And then exhale, lay as forward as you can and down. Bring your hands under your shoulders, zip your legs together. Press into your palms, knees, and the tops of your feet all at the same time. Tuck your toes under. Lift back for down dog. Now, you can take a stroll to the top of the mat or you can hop. So you'll look at where you want to go. Inhale prepares you. Exhale, so you start walking, or you hop, landing at the end of your exhale, or going at the end of your exhale, landing with soft knees and a forward fold. Inhale to prepare, bend your knees. Look at where you want to go. Exhale, make your way to where you're looking. Feet hip width, release your head, forward fold. Breathe in, hands to hips. Bring your torso halfway up. Look at the wall ahead of you, parallel. Roll the arms back, shoulders and elbows, and then exhale, rise up with a flat back, hands to hips. Option here is to have your feet hip width or together, mountain pose. Lift your toes, widen your feet. Feel all four corners of your feet. Press down into your heels to bring your tailbone into alignment. Bring your head directly over your tailbone, your shoulders right over your hips. Shine your palms by your side. Open the collarbones, squeeze the shoulder blades, and bring the upper back in without splaying forward or back. Now take your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands. Reach your knuckles down, and then reach them back without splaying yourself forward or backwards. Lift your hands up, but keep your shoulders over your hips. Keep pressing into your heels and reaching through the crown of your head. Opening and lifting the chest, bringing the upper back in. Nice. Now release your hands. Sweep your arms down to go up, Urdhva. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Keep your arms lifted. Bend the knees, bend the ankles. Bring your thighs parallel to the ground as you keep lifting your chest. Exhale, fold down over your legs, forward fold. Bring your palms as close as you can to your feet. Spread your fingers wide. And now you're gonna inhale, pick up your right leg, step it back to a low lunge. Drop your right leg down. And then you're going to take a second to breathe in and lengthen the chest, lengthen the torso, open the collarbones, and then inhale, rise up to low lunge. So magnetize the left heel and the right knee, engage the navel, and then open up for a twist. So left hand behind you, right arm in front of you. Stay right here, or maybe tip back, bringing the left hand to the right thigh, and then reach the right arm up and back, lengthening the entire right side. Breathe in, and then bring your arms back. Reach them back up, and then we're going to come into this half split variation. So start straightening your left leg. Keeping the sole flat, you're gonna bring your hands down to the mat. Now, if it's easier for you to have your hands on blocks, or if it feels better for you today, use the blocks or the books or pillows or even 2 blankets your hands can be on. Try straightening and coming back as much as you can, but without lifting the left toes off the mat. So keep pressing into the toe mound, pressing into the heel, lengthen the chest, and then maybe fold in. Nice, breathe in, lift the chest, and now we're gonna flex the toes and then come into a regular Hanumasana. So lengthen the chest and then round in, stretching the hamstrings. Breathe in and bend the knee. You're going to take your right leg and kickstand the right leg behind you. Heel toe your left foot in towards the right knee, and then take your arms, cartwheel them up. And so we're in this like kneeling warrior 2 variation. Take a second here to align your right hip over your knee. We're gonna straighten the left leg out, flattening the foot. So try to keep the toe mound, the big toe mound pressing down, the heel pressing down. And then breathe in, bring your arms to a T, really lengthen from fingertip to fingertip. Lift the chest, open the collarbones. Bring the upper back in, squeeze the shoulders. And then exhale, option to come down to the side for a gate pose variation. So the left hand can relax, lengthening from the right hip to the right fingertips here. Gate pose. Breathe in, rise back up. You're going to bring your hands to your hips, bend the left knee, bring your hands down, and then pivot on the right foot. Tuck your right toes under, so come back into this low lunge position. Lift the right knee off the ground, and then inhale, sweep the left leg back, three-legged dog, and then option to open the hip and bend the knee. Exhale, inhale to straighten the leg, and then exhale to release the left leg down. One breath in and one breath out. Feet together and up. Breathe in, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, look between your hands, bend your knee, squeeze that knee in towards your midline, round your shoulders, step your foot where you're looking. We're coming into warrior two. So spiral the left foot down, align the right knee over the ankle, the right toes line up with the front, the edge of the left foot with the back. Cartwheel just your arms up. So trying to keep your thighs down, shoulders over hips, bend into the right knee as you get that thigh parallel to the ground. And then maybe stay here working in warrior two, or you can clasp the hands behind your back. Move your thumb over one since we clasp them in mountain pose. Bring your knuckles down and away. Keep bending into the right knee, stay here, or dive down into devotional warrior. So you have to be really strong in your legs here, pressing into your feet. Release the crown of the head, breathe in. And then on the exhale, bring your right forearm to your right thigh, left hand to your hip. Start to turn the torso as you keep your chest open and lengthened. The rib cage turns from bottom to top. And then take your left arm, extend it up, and then over for extended side angle. So keep the torso long and lifted here. Really press down into the forearm. Inhale, and then exhale, straighten the leg. Bring your right hand to your shin. Sweep the left arm down in front of your face and then around so that you can open the chest for triangle pose. So your hand can be on your shin, your hand can be on a block by your leg. Bring the rib cage from bottom to top. See how your leg position feels. So 3 to 4 foot is a guideline, but if you're taller, your feet might have to go wider. If you're shorter, maybe not so much. But see the position that allows you to pull the femur into the socket, to keep the torso lengthened, pressing into the heels, reach the head away from the tailbone, the left arm can reach up. Triangle pose. Now look down at your right foot, you're gonna bend the knee, bring the left hand down, pivot on the left foot, bring the right hand down so both hands are framing that foot. And then you're gonna press into your hands and step your right foot back to down dog. So you can stay here and breathe for 3 breaths. You can take a child's pose like we did in the beginning and meet back on the 3rd exhale. Or you can inhale, roll into plank pose. You have the option to drop your knees here, but shift your shoulders past your hands. Keep your knees lifted or drop them. And then exhale, bend your elbows lower to your belly. Find a cobra pose. So bring your hands wide, hook the pubic bone down, relax the glutes, and then inhale, wrap the upper arms in, rise up. Exhale, lay forward and down. Zip your legs together, bring your hands under your shoulders, and then press back to down dog. 1 breath in and 1 breath out. And then make your way to the top. So you can walk or you can hop. Inhale, bend your knees and look at where you want to go. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Forward fold, release the head. Bring your hands to your hips, breathe in, bring your torso halfway up. Look at the wall ahead of you. Roll your arms back and then exhale, rise up with a flat back. Back to mountain pose. So take a moment to notice how you feel. Part 2, steady and spacious. Know that as we move, as we keep flowing, you're welcome and invited to move at a pace that feels steady, that feels spacious. Breathe in a way that feels steady and feels spacious and also supportive. So mountain pose, feet together or feet hip width. Widen the feet, lengthen them down, lay them flat, feel the four corners. Shoulders over hips. Open across the collarbones, reach through the crown. Mountain pose. Take your hands behind your back and clasp them. Reach them down. As you begin to bring your arms away, bring the upper back in. Keep your shoulders over your hips, so we're not like lifting like this or lifting like this, but reach those knuckles down and up as you lift the chest. Open across the collarbones, squeeze the shoulder blades, and grow taller and taller as you lift the knuckles. Now bring your hands down, release your palms, bend your knees, breathe in, sweep your arms up, Purvottanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your ankles, keep lifting your chest, sit back, chair pose, Utkatasana, chair pose. Keep your chest lifted and then exhale, fold down, forward fold. Bring your hands down by your feet, plant your palms, pick up your left foot and step it as far back as you can, low lunge. Lower the left knee down. Lengthen your chest forward, take a breath in, magnetize the right heel and the left knee, rise up into low lunge. Lengthen from the hips to the fingers, don't drop in your hip socket here. Magnetizing the heel and the foot is going to engage the quadricep. And then your right arm can come behind you, left hand in front of you for a twist. Stay right here, or option to drop the left hand or the right hand to the left thigh, and then lift the left hand, stretching from the hip flexor all the way to the fingertips. Breathe in. Exhale to straighten the arms. Right arm back up. And then we're gonna straighten the leg for this half split variation. So right leg straightens, your hands can come to the mat. Your hands can be on blocks, they can be on blankets or pillows. Keep straightening that right leg, keep trying to bring yourself back. As you keep the toe, the foot, the toe mound, the heel on the mat, fold in. This Hanumasana variation. Feel the front of the foot lengthening from the ankle to the toenails. Bend your knee, reach up, and then we're gonna flex the toes. So flex the toes towards the face, and then lengthen the chest, breathe in, exhale, fold in. Now breathe in and bend your knee. Kickstand the left foot behind you, heel toe this right foot in line with your left knee. Take your left hand, cartwheel up. So now we're in this kneeling warrior 2 position. Bring your hands to your hips. See that your left hip is aligned over the knee. Straighten the right foot out. Keep the toe mound flat on the mat. So your foot could be a little bit of an angle. It could be parallel-ish. You could also have a block here ready to help you. So keep your leg where your hip can stay over your knee, arms come to a T. Really take a second to stretch and open the chest. Lift through the crown. Bring the upper back in, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then tip down. Relax the right arm. You can bring it to a block. Reach the left hand up, stretching from the knee all the way to the fingers, and then slide the right hand down. Gate pose. Keep pressing into that big toe mound. And then breathe in, rise up. Bring your hands to your hips. You're gonna take this right leg, bend the knee. Then you're gonna bring your right hand down, left hand down, kickstand the left foot back. Tuck the left toes under, find low lunge. And then breathe in, sweep the right leg back, 3-legged dog. Option to bend the knee and open the hip in the scorpion shape. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bring the leg down. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Breathe in, right leg rises behind you. Exhale, bend your knee, squeeze it in towards your center and step between your hands. Spiral the right foot down, so now that edge of the foot lines up with the back of the mat, the left toes with the front. Bring your arms up. Keep your legs bent. Warrior two. So keep tracking the left knee towards the pinky toe. Shoulders stay over hips. Reach your arms away from one another. Stay here or clasp your hands. Move the thumb on top. Reach the knuckles down. Keep your shoulders over your hips as you lift through the chest. Bring the upper back in and open the collarbones. Stay here or dive down. Bring the crown towards the mat as you reach the knuckles up and away. Keeping the chest open, keeping the upper back coming in. Take a breath in. Exhale, knuckles to low back. Left forearm comes on the left thigh, right hand to hip. Turn the rib cage from bottom to top, lengthen the torso, press into the right foot. So you're lengthening from the right foot all the way, reach the right arm up, and then overreaching through the fingertips. So extended side angle, extending the entire right side of the body as the chest stays open. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Your hand can come to your shin as the right arm swoops in front of the face. Then back up to open the chest. Maybe your left hand comes to a block. Maybe it stays on your ankle. Maybe you're on a book or a pillow. But turn and open your chest. Lean back like you're in between two panes of glass. Press into your feet. See if your legs are wide enough. And then reach the right arm up, triangle pose. Press down into your heels to extend the crown away from the tailbone. And now look down at your foot, bend your knee. Bring your right hand down. Bring your left hand down. So now you're framing your left foot, pivot on your right foot, press into your hand, step your left foot back, down dog. Option one, stay here and breathe. Option two, take a child's pose and meet me back here on the third exhale. Option three is roll to plank, vinyasa. Exhale, shift your shoulders, drop your knees or keep them lifted, bend your elbows and lower to your belly. Widen your arms, press the floor away, rise up for a wide cobra. Exhale, lay forward and down. Zip your legs together. Press back to tabletop and then back to down dog. Now, you can walk to the top of the mat or you can hop. So breathe in, look at where you want to go. Exhale, make your way there, soft knees and a forward fold. Let your head go. Now, inhale, bring your hands to your hips, torso halfway up. Look at the wall ahead of you. Roll your shoulders and elbows back, and then exhale, rise up. With a flat back, and then we come to mountain pose. So notice how you feel, how you're feeling as we move into the next round. So as we start moving towards the peak pose, notice where you can soften, effort, allow spaciousness, and steady breath to guide you. Yes, so beautiful. Okay, so we're in mountain pose. Feet can be really together or feet can be hip width. Shoulders come over hips, head over tailbone. And then just shine your palms by your side so that you can take a second to bring the upper back in, squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the chest, but don't splay the rib cage. Still keeping the shoulders over the hips. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your right leg so that you're in a one-legged mountain. Your knee is gonna be hip level. You're gonna start hinging forward, take your right leg and just step it as far back as you can without thinking too much about it. Make sure your hips are facing forward. And then bring your hands behind your back again, clasping your fingers. Reach your knuckles down. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, lift your chest, open the collarbones, bring the upper back in, maybe even look up, breathe in. And then exhale, bend the left knee. So we're in warrior one here. So the knee tracks towards the pinky toe, the right leg is straight as you're lifting from the hips to the crown, leaning back in this warrior one variation. Now release your hands. And now you're going to bring your hands to prayer. Pivot on your right foot and start to lean your torso on your left thigh. Straighten that left leg to lift the right leg up. Feel the back of the right leg facing the ceiling. Reach the ball of the foot in the heel. Warrior three. Breathe in and then exhale, lower your foot and land. Bring your left hand to your hip, bring your right hand up. Really lengthen from the hips to the fingers, and then exhale, come forward as you start to cross over to your left side. So maybe you're on a block here inside your foot, outside your foot. Find a revolved triangle. Maybe your hand is on your leg. Relax your belly and turn. And then maybe you reach that left hand up. Really though, open the chest. Squeeze the shoulders, bring the upper back in. Now bring your left hand down. Pivot on this left foot. You're gonna drop your right knee. So now we're in a low lunge position. Take your left knee and bring it back. And then rise up to a kneeling position. So now you're kneeling, shoulders over hips. And then we're gonna find a camel pose. So keep your legs hip width, lift up out of the hips. You can bring your hands to your low back. Keep lifting from the hips as you lift your chest, open across the collars, bring the upper back in, squeeze the shoulder blades. See how that almost gets you there? And then maybe you bring the right hand down, maybe you bring the left hand down, maybe you keep your hands right here. Just different options. One is not better than the other. And then inhale, rise up slow, slow, slow. And then bring your hands back down. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips, down dog. Now, you can walk or hop to the top. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, make your way there. Release your head, have your feet hip width, forward fold. Inhale, hands to hips, torso comes halfway up, roll the arms back, and then exhale, rise up, flat back. And you know where we're going. Bring your feet together, find mountain pose, or have your feet hip width, ground into the feet. Take a moment to find your alignment, press into the feet, shoulders over hips, head over tailbone, open the chest. Bring your hands to your hips. Pick up your left leg in line with your hip. And then without thinking too much, start hinging forward. Bringing the left leg behind you as far back as you can and just lay it down, sit it down. Your hips should still pretty much be facing the front, but if you turned, make sure they're facing the front. Bring your hands behind your back. Switch the thumb on top. Extend your knuckles down. Make sure your shoulders are over your hips. Keep that centered position. Keep lifting through the hips, opening the chest, bringing the upper back in, strong in the legs. Breathe in. Exhale, bend the knee, warrior one. Pin straight in the left leg, bent in the right. Shoulders over hips, lifting through the chest. Now, bring your hands to prayer. Start to pivot on the foot, lean your torso on your thigh, and then just straighten your right leg to lift your left. Notice the back of the leg facing the ceiling. Flex the toes. It's okay if you fall. Now lower the left leg, come back up. Your right hand comes to your hip, your left hand comes out. You're gonna start hinging as you come down, crossing over to the right side, bringing the left hand down towards the right foot. You're either on the side of the foot on the outside of the foot. You can be on blocks. Relax your belly, lengthen your chest, turn, exhale. Maybe reach the right arm up, opening the chest, bringing the upper back in, squeezing the shoulders gently. Breathe in, revolve triangle. Now bring your right hand down, pivot on this left foot, bend the knee, left knee, bend the right knee. So now you're in low lunge. Bring the right foot back to kneeling. Walk your hands in, sit up to kneeling. Have your legs hip width. Have your shoulders over your hips. Press into the tops of your feet and your shins. Bring your hands to your low back. Encourage the lifting from your hips up, the lifting of your chest, the opening of the collarbones, bringing the upper back in, squeezing the shoulder blades, and maybe you bring your hands down. Keeping strong in your legs, strong in the upper chest. Inhale to come back up slowly. And then find down dog. So come through a tabletop, tuck the toes under, lift the hips. Now this is your opportunity for one last vinyasa. So you can stay here and breathe. You could rest in child's pose, meet back on the third exhale, or you can inhale and roll to plank one last time. Exhale, shift your shoulders, maybe lower your knees or keep them lifted, and then lower to your belly. Finds cobra pose, lift your chest. Exhale, lay down, and just push back to tabletop. We're not coming back through down dog now. And then you can cross your legs and find a seated position. Nice job. So we're going to move through this peak pose mini flow, which is going to be a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. And then we're going to sit back into Navasana boat pose, and then lift up from there into Purvottanasana upward plank. And we'll do that for 3 rounds. So we're gonna find a Dandasana first, extend the legs out, flex the toes, lift the shoulders over the hips, inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen from the sits bones to the fingers, hinging from the hips, exhale, come fold, grab the balls of your feet, release your head, exhale. Breathe in, hands come down, walk yourself back in, flatten your feet, hold on to the back of your thighs, and then exhale, find boat pose. Inhale, hold your thighs and lower down. Set up for upward plank. So bring your hands down, face the fingertips to the top of the mat, legs hip width, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, option to flatten the feet. Breathe in, bend your knees. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, seated forward fold. Inhale, sit yourself up, bend the knees. Exhale, boat pose. Inhale, lower, set up for upward plank. Exhale. Flatten the feet if you wish. Bend the knees, lower down. Breathe in one last time, rise up. Seated forward fold, release the head. Walk yourself in, inhale, flatten the feet, sit back, boat pose. Breathe in, upward plank. Exhale, option to straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lower. Inhale, Dandasana. Option to bend the knees and then hug in. And now we'll explore Purvottanasana. So I have the blanket for us today. If you want to try flattening your feet. So you're going to take your blanket and you're going to roll it up kind of like a log, a small log. It's going to be to rest the heels on. So it's going to go towards this part, towards the top of the mat. Then you're going to take your blocks. The blocks are going to set up under your shoulders. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that we can do this. So bring the soles flat. Your hands are going to be flat, facing the top of the mat. This is the classic version of the pose. Now breathe in, engage the quadriceps, engage the core, lift up. So we've been doing this all class. Open and lift the chest, bring the upper back in, squeeze the shoulder blades. Now you have the option to straighten your legs, bringing the feet or the heels or even the top of the feet onto the blanket and see how that feels. Lift the hips, lower down. So you're supposed to keep your chest open and lifted. So, the blocks may or may not be good for you. They should provide some space. So you have the option to use the blanket and the blocks, or you could just use the blocks or just the blanket or nothing. So bend your knees, hands face the top of the mat. We're just gonna try a few times. So if you wanna be on the blocks, be on the blocks. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders, your legs are really together. And then lift up, lift through the chest, look back even. Stay right here or try to straighten your legs, bring them onto the blanket. I need to back up a little. Your hands stay over or under your shoulders. And then exhale, lower. One last time. So you pick whatever version is good for you. You can use your blankets. If you don't have blocks, your hands can be on pillows. Your hands can be on a couple of blankets that are folded up. Whatever you have available, just make it work. Okay, so one last time. Flatten your feet. Make sure they're hip width. Keep your hands under your shoulders. Lift the chest, bring the upper back in, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the hips. Breathe in, keep lifting, and then option to straighten the feet, straighten the legs, keeping the feet flat on the floor. Purvottanasana. Or your feet can stay bent and you work right here. Again, one is not better than the other. And then exhale, lower. And we're gonna release in a forward fold. So come to Dandasana, bring your shoulders over your hips. Recover with an open chest. And then inhale, arms rise. Lengthen from the hips to the fingers, hinge from the hips, come forward. Take a second to pause, lengthen the chest, lift the knees, press the thighs, and then exhale, lower, round in. Paschimottanasana. Now bring your hands down to frame your legs and then walk yourself back in. Take your right leg, cross it over your left thigh, bring the sole flat. Take a second to sit up, ground into the sits bones. And then you can reach the arms up to lengthen. And then you can hook the elbow outside of the thigh and bring the right arm behind you, or you can hug the thigh. Sit up tall, inhale, exhale, twist. Sit up tall, inhale, exhale, twist. One last time. This time you can take the gaze past the shoulder. And then exhale, low and slow to come out. Uncross the right leg, sit up. Cross the left leg. Inhale to reach up and ground. Exhale to hug the thigh and twist, or hook the elbow and twist. Sit up tall and face forward first, then start to turn. 3 breaths here. Inhale, and then low and slow to come out. And now you can bring your soles together in this butterfly pose, Baddha or cobbler pose. If this is a lot on your hips, take your 2 blocks, your pillows or your blankets, and let your knees be caught by the blocks. The closer you bring your feet in, the more of a stretch it is. Sit up tall though. Keep the hips over the shoulders, even here. Hold on to the feet, breathe into ground, and then exhale, start hinging as you come forward. Once you're halfway down, stop. Take a breath in, re-extend the chest, and then exhale, round in. Maybe your hands come facing up for a receiving experience, down for grounding. And then exhale, straighten your arms, straighten your head, and walk yourself in. You can help your knees out by lifting them up and then cross your ankles and roll over them. And so we're gonna take a child's pose. So have your legs really, really together. And then walk your arms out in this like little ball. Since we've done so much opening in the chest, round in, or you could take regular child's pose. So child's pose, or maybe the legs are a little more together. You can even bring the arms by your sides. Breathing into the upper back here. And then when you exhale, bring your hands under your shoulders. And now lift yourself up gently. And then we're going to close it out with the Savasana. So option today to have Savasana on the belly. Again, we've been doing so much opening of the chest and the heart and the front body. So it might just be nice to be on it, to close it up, so to say. Your head can rest on your hands, your head can rest on the mat, one cheek to one side or the other. Allowing this practice to enter into every fiber of your well-being. This is what sets yoga apart from any other exercise program or movement program, is the rest. It's just as important as all the movement we just did. Take a second to reflect, to let this practice integrate into every fiber. I'll welcome you to Savasana for about 5 deep breaths. Start to take a deeper inhale and an even longer exhale. Maybe start tapping the fingers like piano keys, wiggling the ankles a little, maybe bringing the legs side to side. Start stretching the arms overhead even. And then maybe you roll onto one side, let your head rest on your arm. Stay right here and close, or press down into your other hand. Set yourself up. For today, do your more unusual leg on top, but find a comfortable seat. Maybe you're actually sitting on your knees. I actually think that might feel nice, for me anyway. But just find a comfortable seat. You could also be in Virasana on your block or on your blanket. And you can close by taking the vibrational healing sound of Om, or you could take another really deep breath in, make another sighable, audible exhale. Hands can be down for grounding, up for receiving. You can have them in prayer for a more traditional experience. You could even bring them to your third eye. Your choice, but find what feels good for you. And go ahead and breathe in. I'll also invite you here to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Sorry. Now breathe in. You can bow your chin towards your chest. Thank yourself for making it to the end. You're amazing. You should be proud of that. For creating steadiness and spaciousness, for showing up for yourself. That's awesome. And I thank you so much for practicing with me today. You can bring your hands down to your thighs, gently press down to lift your head up, and gently flutter the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me for this steady and spacious Purvottanasana yoga flow. Notice how it feels to cultivate steadiness and spaciousness, to learn that it's not this one straight line deal, that it is up and down is the steadiness. The steadiness is the full class. It's going from down to up to back down and showing up no matter what. That is it. And that brings us spaciousness to learn, to get healthy, to apply these principles in everyday life. What you practice on your mat, these intentions that we set, steady and spacious, for this series, it goes with you into your day. You'll notice, you'll be thinking about steady and spacious, and it just creates a ripple effect. So this works. You can heal trauma, compulsive behaviors. You can use yoga as your step 10, checking in with yourself, your inventory. Step 11, how do you know unless you check in? And this is a way to check in, see what needs to be worked on. It will be revealed to you here on the mat. So go rock your day, and know, again, my mission, I almost forgot, is to help you find your Zen and live as authentically as you can by showing you what I just showed you, that you can learn yoga at home. You can have a fancy studio membership if you want, but you don't need to have one. Everything I've learned, I've done from books, from my online school, Yoga Renew. My teachers there are amazing. But what I'm trying to say is you can do it at home on your terms. So I encourage that for you. Hit the subscribe button if you have not. Like my video, leave me a comment. These are all really supportive things. Also, let me know how you felt about this class. Tell me one good thing that happened to you this week. Let's keep positive energy flowing through the collective. I'll leave something good that happened to me in the comments also. So just check that out. It'll be there. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.